Hello and welcome to my Planet Zoo 2023 speculation video. It's a bit later than I had hoped to upload this video, but I am in the middle of university exam, so I didn't really have that much time to make new videos. Nonetheless, I managed to get this video out, and I made quite some progress on the next chapter for Brussels Zoo, my narrative Planet Zoo series. If you haven't checked that out yet, I highly recommend you do. The first episode is under 5 minutes long, so it's perfect to watch in a break or something. But without further ado, let's get into speculating. So instead of speculating which pack we'll get next, I'm going to tackle the biggest questions Planet Zoo is facing so far in terms of its future. And of course, the biggest question which comes to mind is, will we get a bird pack for Planet Zoo? My answer would be no. We are not getting a dedicated aviary or bird DLC from Frontier. It's simply too ambitious, and we know they don't like to take big risks. Now, don't be disappointed, because that doesn't mean we won't get birds. On the contrary, I think it's highly likely that at least every 2 DLCs we'll get a flying bird that uses the walkthrough exhibit. And I think the animal packs are something to especially look out for, because they might include multiple birds instead of a habitat animal. Whatever the next DLC will be, I think there's a very high chance that we'll see our first flying bird come to the game this year. Birds are something the community has asked for at least a year and a half now, so it would be stupid of Frontier to not include them in the game. From a marketing perspective, it's also way smarter to include a bird in every DLC going forward, instead of including them in all just in one pack, because it will increase the chances of people buying said DLCs. Imagine if everyone wanted ice cream and the only way to get some was by buying a hot dog. You'll be eating hot dogs in no time. So if we look at how many flying birds we can expect for 2023, I'd say as many as there are going to be DLCs. So around 4 or 5, maybe 6 at top. The next big question is, what sort of DLCs will we get in 2023? The most prominent theory out there right now is what is called the lands theory. Leif discussed it in his speculation video, so I won't go into too much detail about it. You can check out his video if you haven't done so already. But essentially it boils down to the idea that from now on DLCs will focus on biomes that end in lands, like wetlands, grasslands, and in the future possibly islands and highlands, drylands, etc. While I think that theory holds true for the animal packs, I think the scenery packs will focus on certain aspects of animal husbandry in zoos. The conservation pack was all about conservation, the twilight pack focused on crepuscular animals, so hopefully in the future we'll still see a pack fully dedicated to nocturnal animals and nocturnal houses. Other possibilities are a reptile house focused scenery pack, and maybe even an aquarium focused pack as a sort of aquatic pack 2.0, including animals like the walrus, manatee or sea otter, which are all relatively common in zoos. Animal packs, on the other hand, like I said, will most likely continue the trend of being biome focused. We already got grasslands and wetlands. I expect the next one to be either islands or highlands. But I can also see a rainforest as a contender, especially if you consider a potential rainforest pack could also carry a strong message about conservation and climate change. Personally, I don't really have a preference, since the biome packs we already got all had solid and diverse animal choices, so I expect Frontier will continue to hit the sweet spot with their animal packs. There's a much bigger chance that they'll disappoint with their scenery packs, since we've come at a stage in the game's life where most people are happy with the props we have. They are versatile enough to create a wide variety of environments, and the items on the Steam Workshop provide the necessary resources for people looking for very specific things to put into their zoos. So Frontier will have to be very creative with their new props, and provide things that are either going to make building much easier and streamlined, or they should stop making prop packs altogether and release the Theme Maker's Toolkit. Releasing prop packs with very niche decorations like the Twilight pack will be very controversial and will most likely divide the community's reaction between Planet Coaster players who don't really mind heavily themed props and Planet Zoo players who primarily focus on realism and details. The last question of this video is, what is still lacking from the game? Besides the obvious answers like birds and fish, I think the biggest thing that's still lacking from the game is a quality of life update to the exhibit system. If you regularly watch my videos, you'll know that it is something I like to bring up quite often, but that's only because it's close to my heart and because in my opinion the current exhibit system lacks versatility and doesn't benefit creativity. I think something as small as adding more different sizes to exhibit boxes would already be a huge thing. It's ridiculous I have to put my tarantulas in a 4x4x4 meter box, which is bigger than some rooms in my house. When zoos put them in an exhibit the size of those old tin cookie boxes. Same could be said about other animals like salamanders and frogs, which don't need such big rooms. With the addition of the walkthrough exhibit, I think the possibility is certainly there to update the exhibit system. They've proven it's possible to make it bigger, so why not make it smaller? Now, some people have also suggested a modular system for exhibits where you'd be able to add multiple exhibits together and they join up into one big one. I support this idea, but I think it's unlikely that Frontier will implement this, given the technical challenges to do so. It's certainly ambitious, which is why I don't think they would take the time to work on this when they already have a working system. All in all, I hope they finally take some time to revisit some of the older baked-in mechanics and review what could be improved. Feel free to share in the comments what you think is still lacking from the game. With that being said, 2023 is hopefully going to bring us many surprises in terms of DLCs and updates, and I personally can't wait to show you the next episode of my Planet Zoo narrative series, and of course the next episode of my Antwerp Zoo recreation. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!